In this chapter, I want to get into an aspect of phrasing that we haven't really addressed yet, and that is playing over chord changes. Of course, in a way, we've been doing that all along. For each chapter, I've put a chord progression into the looper, and we've played over the top. But our focus has been at first about rhythm and placement. Where do we start? Where do we end? And then in chapter 3, we talked about shaping the notes and shaping the phrases by using poetry. Now I want to actually talk about playing over changes the way that you might if you were studying jazz or maybe studying blues in a sophisticated way. Now, a lot of times when you do study through that lens, you might learn, okay, well, we're going to play chord tones as each chord changes. I want to make sure that I'm picking notes that have something to do with the chords. So, for example, if we were playing the song Autumn Leaves, the first section goes A minor 7, D7, I'll make it D9, G major 7, C major 7, F sharp minor 7, flat 5, B7, I could put a sharp 9 on it, and then E minor 7, right, for 2 bars there. So 1 bar each. 2 bars of that E minor. So you might practice that if by playing arpeggios. Right? Or you might practice that by trying to hit important chord tones like the third of each chord. Right? And I want you to still work on that if that's what you're working on. But in this chapter, I want to actually make things not so modular, where we're just thinking like a bar of A minor stuff, a bar of D7 stuff, a bar of G major stuff, and think more kind of loosely and actually not try to address every chord, but maybe just a couple of them. And that is going to help loosen up our phrasing so that we don't sound like that's not really what you want to sound like when you're playing. You want to think looser. So we're going to actually just not deal with all of the information. So let's say I really want to get to that C major 7 chord, and I really want to get to that E minor chord. And everything else, and I'm not because those chords are special in any way. I've just decided those are the ones I'm going to really be interested in. So let's see what that sounds like. So it's A minor 7, D7, G major 7, C major 7, F sharp minor 7, flat 5, B7, sharp 9, E minor 7. So I'm really going to mess around, but try to get to that C major 7. Got that. Now I'm going to wait till the E minor comes around. Okay, again, I'm going to just loosely be in the key that we're in, which is G. I really was trying to think about this C shape when that C chord went by. Do it one more time. Try to make it maybe more obvious. So I'm just thinking broadly in G major here. But I really want to get to this C chord. So I did arpeggiate notes from that chord there, and then E minor. Now I'll do it without all the talking. Now I'm actually going to just think about C the whole time. Now E minor. And again, just thinking C major. Now E minor. And one more time around. E minor. I hope that makes sense what I'm doing. I'm really just zooming way out, almost like I showed up at the gig without my glasses, and I can kind of see the chart or just kind of try to hear it. An important aspect of this would be to the chords that you do want to get to look ahead instead of looking at each chord as something to get or, and then move on to the next chord. I'm thinking about the places I want to get to way before they happen. So let's try this again. I'll pick two different chords. So I'm going to now say that the F sharp minor 7 flat 5 chord is important, and the D7 or D9 is important. So this chord is important and this chord is important. But I don't wait for them to happen before I start thinking about them. I'm thinking about them so that I'm almost kind of making the listener want to hear those chords by playing stuff melodically that belongs more to them than to whatever the chord of the moment is. But I'm actually thinking about, you're kind of manipulating the story a little bit to lead the listener right to where you want them. So let's check this out. So I have to let it go by a little bit. So this is G, C, F sharp minor 7 flat 5, B7. So I'm really thinking about D7 already. And I'm just thinking whatever. Now F sharp minor 7. Already thinking about D. So now I'm already thinking about D7. F sharp. D7. F sharp half diminished or minor 7 flat 5. One more time, D7. F sharp minor 7 flat 5. So, of course, I'm using some jazz language, some maybe cliche lines, things that I've played before. But by just focusing on a couple of chords and thinking about them before they happen, I have a lot more freedom. This works nicely on a tune like Autumn Leaves. It won't necessarily work for every tune. It works for Autumn Leaves because the chords move in a very cyclical kind of way, so it's easy to look ahead because the first 8 measures and the second 8 measures are very similar. Well, they're the same, and then the last 8 measures are similar to those sections as well. So it's easy to keep it all in your head and to be looking ahead. Some tunes will be harder, but you could try this on a blues You could try this on whatever kind of chord progressions that you are interested in and familiar with. Take this into your practice, make it work in a way that makes sense to you. I hope this leads you to some new ideas and some new ways of phrasing.